Hi guys, I'm taking the challenge from Nitro Speed for the top 10 cars in my collection. This is very hard for me to decide which ones to pick. I didn't pick any carded ones, I just went with loose because most of the guys I seen doing this video were using all loose cars. So that's what I decided to do. So I still have some carded cars that are very much my favorites, but as I said, I didn't put them in this mix. I'm only doing loose cars, and I did it across the board with every brand, and also non-chase and chase combined together. I know I have a ton of chase pieces, but still yet, they're not always my favorite cars. I have a lot of ones that are regular ones that are my favorites, such as the car sitting in front of you right now. This is the Grumpy Jenkins 76 Vega Pro Stock from the Vintage Racing series from back in 2011. This is by far one of my favorites. Actually, one of my favorite carded cars that I have is the 67 Camaro of Grumpy from the Hall of Fame Hot Wheels series. So yeah, this is definitely by far one of my favorites. I'm a little partial to Vegas. I've had a couple of them. Actually, the last one I had was a 76 with a small block in it. So I have a small place in my heart for the Chevy Vega. Yeah, I'm not only just a Mopar fan. I know you guys probably would think all of my top 10 would be Mopars, but half of them are Chevys, actually, because I've actually grew up on Chevy instead of Mopar. I just, over the past 15 years, got into Mopars. So, that was number one, the Vega. Number two is the Autoworld 69 Chevy Wagon, but the super stock version of it, the lead sled, which I love this car because of the livery on the sides and all of the sports sponsor stickers in the window. So this is a very cool car. It's got the Kragers on it. Autoworld did an awesome job with this car. A very detailed piece with opening hood. And this one has the big block in it. A very detailed motor compartment from Autoworld. They've always never disappoint. So yeah, their stuff is always nice. And there's a lot of Autoworld cars I would have put in this top 10. Actually, Christine behind this one would have been one of my choices, but still it couldn't quite break the top 10. The wagon did though. So that was number two. And same thing like Nitro Speed said, this is in no particular order. I'm just kind of rolling them off the road and putting them here one by one. Here's the third one. It wants to go away. Johnny Lightning 86 Monte Carlo SS. This is from 2004 before they actually went out of business and was bought by Tomy. Then Tomy got rid of them. Now they're back in the round two with Autoworld and Racing Champions. This is prior to that. This is actually when they took a little more time with the wheels. These wheels are spot on. These are perfect examples of an 86 Monte Carlo SS wheel. The interior color, everything is spot on with this car. I couldn't even say that the 1/18 scale is any more detailed than this. This is a fantastic example of a Monte Carlo SS. And I'm a huge G-body fan. I have an 87 Olds 442 back in the States, and it's a car that I loved. I grew up with these cars, so that's why this one made my top 10 list. Another car that I used to own way back when was a 48 Austin Pro Street car. So that's why this one is in my lineup. It's a 47 to 52 Austin two-door with a small block in it, gasser style, removable front clip. This came from a 100% set called Classical Gassers. This is a very nice set. Hot Wheels 100% cars were very nice. This came in a acrylic display case with another gasser, which was a Henry J. It was like a light blue color. But yeah, I took them out to try to save them from the rubber band effect that sometimes the rubber bands will eat the paint of these 100% cars if you're not careful. Actually, nothing about being careful. You need to take them out and take the rubber bands off, or the paint will eventually be affected by the rubber bands. So this is number 4 of my top 10. Then the next one is another vintage racing Hot Wheels car, the 66 Chevelle of Smokey Yunick. This is the car that started Cal Induction. He designed the air cleaner for Cal Induction for this car. This car broke a lot of track records. Awesome car, awesome rendition by Hot Wheels. I love this casting. Too bad they don't make many of them. I think they've only released this casting 4 different times, and I have 3 of them. The only one I don't have is the event car from Texas last year that they released. But all the other ones were retail releases. This Vintage Racing, then a Boulevard release, and then a Stock Car Legends release. So this is one of my favorites. Another reason because it has some kind of sentimental value behind it. The 66 Malibu was my first car, so that's why this car has a little bit of sentimental value to me too. Now we're going to move into the Mopars. These were the non-Mopars, Chevys, Chevy powered Austin. Now comes all of the Mopars. Now, this is probably, if I have to put it in a particular order, this is probably number 1. My number 1 favorite. This is an extremely rare car. This is a M2 Machine Super Chase car. It was the second Super Chase car they ever made. Actually, the Detroit Muscle lineup from M2 Machines used to be called Muscle Car for the first 2 releases, and this was one of them. The package of this says Muscle Cars on it. This is by far probably one of my favorite cars. Just love the chrome on it. I have a few other Super Chase chrome cars, of a Roadrunner, of a Mercury, but this one takes the cake. I just love Mopars, love the Daytona, so this all chrome version really wins it for me. So if I had to pick number 1 out of these 10, this would be it. This is one of, I think, only 108 of these were ever made. Very, very hard car to come across nowadays. So the next one is also Hot Wheels Vintage Racing release. This is a 70 T8 Challenger of Sam Posey. I also have the Greenlight rendition of this car, but Hot Wheels by far did it better. The stance, the wheels, the front spoiler, everything about this car Hot Wheels did perfect. So this is by far my favorite Challenger that I have. I love the Challengers and Cudas, love the E-bodies and B-bodies and A-bodies too, but this one is my favorite Challenger of my collection. The Hot Wheels broke the mold when they did this. I don't think anybody else has come close to 1/64th with a Sam Posey T8 Challenger. Then, number 8. Now this is another chase car that I picked. I only picked 2 chase cars. I had Chrome Daytona and then this Green Machine Cuda. Because I just love the way this looks. That green machine, emerald green candy paint, and then the green wheels just really sets this car off. It looks really cool. Really dig this car a lot. So, by far, my favorite Green Machine, and it made it in the top 10. If I had to pick this, it would make it in the top 5. I can't really dictate the position of the 2 through 5, but number 1 definitely is the Daytona. But this would be in the top 5. Then number 9 is another Greenlight. This is a Black Bandit 2008 to 2012 Challenger RT. I just love the way this car looks, all blacked out. It's very suiting for this car. Some Black Bandits are too blacked out on cars that should have never been fully blacked out. Like, for example, the 65 Coronet, or 64 Fury, I'm sorry, that they do. They painted the bumpers and all the trim black. It just doesn't look right. Now, this one looks good with everything painted black. Black wheels, black paint, black stripes, and having the flat black really set this car off. Flat black, matte black, whatever you want to call it. This car looks very, very cool like that. So that is number 9. Then last but not least, because this is actually one of my favorite Mopars, is 71's my favorite year. And this is my favorite B-body. This one and the Plymouth from 71. The Roadrunner, GTX, Satellite, Sebring, whatever, the Plymouth B-body, and the Dodge B-body. Really was one of my favorite B-bodies of all time. I do like the Daytonas. I like the Superbirds from 69, the Daytona 70, the Superbird. I also like the 70 Roadrunners and GTXs, but 71 is my favorite year. This is probably my favorite Mopar. If I had to choose, though, I'd probably pick a Plymouth Roadrunner over the Dodge Charger. But nobody has a real good casting of the 71 Roadrunner. That's why it's not in my top 10. I have a couple of classic gold Johnny Lightnings that are really nice, but they're a little bit underscaled for 1/64. So that's why it didn't make my top 10. So that's my top 10, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. And as I said, I do have another top 10 of carded cars, which will probably eventually be open because, as you know, I have a tendency to open everything. Like that Daytona is probably one of the rarest cars I have, and I opened it 2 weeks ago. So nothing is like sacred for me not to open. So who knows, the top 10 carded, I will show you guys someday, and they may also become loose. So thanks for watching. Until Monday when we do the review of a premium car. Thank you.